Well, guys, it is official. We got played. We got played at UFC 210. I am just going through my YouTube feed. I am behind. I have not seen everything. I have not seen all of the post fight press conferences. Now it's not as convenient as it once was because they have everybody doing their own individual press conferences as opposed to everybody sitting out there at one time. But I'm going through my feed and I come across a video, a 1 minute and 24-second or 25-second video from MMA Junkie where they chopped up some quotes from Rumble Johnson. Like I said earlier, I tried to hear everything these guys have to say, what's going on in their lives, their mindset. I want to know what's going on with these guys as a gambler because it helps me make decisions. If I would have known what I know now about Rumble Johnson, I would have put a tremendous amount of money on Daniel Cormier to win that fight last night. Before the fight, Rumble was talking about, this time is going to be different. This time I'm going to kick his ass. All these kind of things. He was wanting to win. Then we find out after the fight that he is quitting, that he has had his mind made up. When it was a draw, he was going to do something else. And I come across these quotes from this MMA Junkie video. And I didn't hear the questions. I have not heard anything else that he had to say. I don't want to hear what he has to say or DC. I don't want to hear this guy who played us, this quitter, and I do not want to hear DC being a dick, okay? This has been a terrible year so far for the UFC, by the way. Boxing is kicking its ass. But let me read you what Rumble said. I want to do something besides going to the gym every day. Punching and kicking and rolling around with another dude. Shit get old. Now, that was what he was feeling on the inside before this fight, guys. That was his mindset. He wanted to do something different besides going to the gym every day. That is not a championship mindset. Punching and kicking and rolling with another dude, shit get old. His head and his heart was not in this, guys. We got sold a bill of goods. This was bullshit. Rumble should not have been in his championship fight. He didn't want it. The passion or desire was not there for this guy. Here's the second quote. Getting up every day and going to the gym and cutting weight. And once again, so much training. Dealing with you guys, talking about the media. It's tougher than what people think. They think we just go train and it's easy. It's so easy to go in there and fight. Again, complaining about the process. Getting up every day, going to the gym and cutting weight. And once again, so much training. This guy was checked out, man. He was checked out. He did not want this championship. He did not want it. This guy had quit. He had checked out before this fight. This was his mindset going into the fight. Now, he did not say this openly and publicly. Boy, I wish I knew. I wish I knew he felt this on the inside before this fight, man. I really wish I knew. Cormier pretty much accused him of being a quitter, giving up. It was documented in the countdown for this fight. But, I did not think that he would go out there and lay the egg that he did. Going out there instead of going for the KO which is his specialty, striking. He finds himself clinching with Cormier most of the first round, getting tired. This guy did not want it, man. He didn't. And it's sad for everything that Rumble gave us throughout the years. The great memories, the great first round finishes, knockouts. For him to go out on this note, to go out as a guy who didn't have the passion, who quit on us, who went in there, laid the egg, who did not want it, who should not have been in the main event, who played us. For him to go out this way, It's sad, man. It's terrible. As a fan of this guy, this leaves a bad taste in the mouth, man. You know, people spend their hard earned money to watch this guy at main event, and a lot of people put money on Rumble to win that fight too. Cormier became the underdog in that fight, which I thought was crazy to begin with. But I tell you, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible, man. This guy owes us an apology as far as I'm concerned. Just a terrible, checked out, didn't want it, no passion having mindset mentality. I tell you, that's why Henry Hooft blitzed out of there. I'm sure that's why he left. You know, that guy put in a lot of time training. Anthony Johnson. I mean, just think about the time that he is training guys to be champions, and he is putting in work with Anthony Johnson, and he just went in there and didn't have it, man. Did not have the passion. He just quit, man. Just rolled over for DC, and that had to be disappointing for Hoof to see, after putting in all this work with Rumble Johnson. So this guy's doing the right thing, man. He is getting away from the sport. He does not need to be around with this mindset. As I've said, when that R word comes up, man, retirement, man, it's over, man. It is over. And I wish I knew that this guy had retirement on the mind, different ventures on the mind going into this fight. I wish I knew this information, man. I would have been telling everybody to put money on Cormier. This is bad. Cormier is aging, but I have not sensed that he is losing his passion to fight or to be a champion. This is bad, guys. We got played. And like I said, man, it's sad. Because I really like Rumble. I have enjoyed this guy. This guy has left us with some great memories. Hell, I said in the pre-fight that I wanted this guy to win a title for his legacy. Yeah, I wanted him to have that belt attached to his name. Besides just giving us great, first round finishes and having so many knockouts, I wanted this guy to have that championship title by his legacy and his name. And this guy did. I wanted it more for him than he did. Sad, man. Sad, sad. So I just came across that, man, and I had to talk about it. But yeah, we got played, man, and now I see why he fought the way he fought and why we got the fight that we got. And if I'm forgetting anything, guys, I will leave a comment in the comment section. But just the guy just rolled over, man. Anthony Rumble Johnson does not exist anymore. It's just Anthony Johnson. Rumble is gone. He was gone before he went into that fight in a championship fight. This guy's finished, man. Even if he comes back, if he laid this kind of egg in a championship fight, how could he be more passionate in a comeback fight? When he had title on the line and he just rolled over like this, man. Sad, sad, sad. Thanks for watching. Well, guys, this is an unexpected part 2 to this video. I decided to do a search on Henry Hooft after I did what you just saw, and I came across some interesting information. MMAJunkie.com has an article. Anthony Johnson's corner was angry, confused by decision to wrestle Daniel Cormier at UFC 210. In this article, they have a transcript from the audio things that were being said in Johnson's corner during the fight. After reading this, I now know that Henry Hooft left because he was pissed. He was not happy. And, Rumble just did not follow the game plan, did not listen. Alright. This is what he said. This is what was said. Round one. Voice, take your time. Nice, take your time. Don't take him down. Hoofed, don't wrestle him. Voice, if you're going to go single. Hoofed, you don't have to wrestle him, AJ. Just relax. Voice, don't wrestle him. Hoofed, get out of there. Get out of there. Grappling coach Neil Melanson. Okay, stud. Now let's get your hands hot. Voice, why is he wrestling him? Hoofed, this is stupid. Voice, why is he wrestling him? Hoofed, it says expletive, but I'm going to say what I'm pretty sure he said. Hoofed, fuck it, man. Just get off the cage. Voice, get out of there. Voice, why isn't he listening? Johnson and Cormier are broken up by referee John McCarthy, and Johnson lands kicks. Voice, he's tired already, DC. He doesn't need to do this. Voice, why isn't he listening? Hoofed, I don't know why he's doing that. We have no fucking eyes. Break between rounds 1 and 2. Hoofed, can you tell me why you're wrestling? Now you're not going to wrestle. You take your distance, stay away, 2 steps away. Why are you so worried about everything? The kicks and knees are really good, but no kicks. Where's your hands? Voice, you're doing great. Don't fucking wrestle him. Hoofed, if you stand your distance, it's an easy game. Why make it difficult? Round 2. Hoofed, movement, athletic movement. That's it. Take your distance. Johnson reverses against the cage and goes for another takedown. Hoofed, you need distance. Hoofed, I'm not saying nothing. Cormier has Johnson on the mat and is setting up a choke. Hoofed, it's going the same as last time. Johnson submits to Cormier via rear naked choke. Hoofed, why? Why the fuck does this happen every fucking time, man? Crazy. And I guess after that they were disgusted and they left, man. Oh man, I came across another article. By the way, in the MMA Junkie article, it said, it has the quote right below, I gave my commitment to another job. The guy was committed elsewhere. His head, the mind were elsewhere, man. Got checked out. I came across this site, balls.ie. Never heard of this before, but it had, somebody wrote about what happened. And this is what the author said. Let me see what the name of the article is before I read it off. Did Rumble Johnson's frustrated coach ditch him after loss to Daniel Cormier? This is by someone named Mikey Trainer. Okay. Alright. He writes, from Henry Hoof's point of view, Johnson totally ignored his instructions and lost the fight after abandoning the game plan. But is that really enough to warrant leaving the man to retire on his own in the octagon? It's poor form, as Johnson is paying Hoof to be there and support him. But instead he stormed off despite Johnson clearly wanting him in the octagon to share that moment with him. Now, I understand what this guy is saying. I do. I get what this guy is saying. But at the same time, I can understand why Henry Hoof felt the way he felt and was frustrated and walked off. This guy has been training Rumble Johnson for years. He trained him for weeks in preparation for this fight. They went through 3 fights to get back to this point after losing to DC. They get all the way back, and the guy goes in there and lays the egg. He does not do what he had to do to win the fight. He did not stick to the game plan. He was doing what he should not have done. He pulled a terrible strategy. The guy he did not want it, and Hoof had spent a lot of time getting this guy ready for this fight. Can you imagine the days and the hours, the early mornings and the nights and evenings preparing this man for this fight, going through everything, and he just goes in there and does nothing that you tell him to do, nothing that you trained him to do. I'm pretty sure Henry Hoof did not have this guy in camp, practicing wrestling to wrestle with Cormier. I'm pretty sure the game plan was to strike as normal, as he always does in all his other fights. Strike, go for the knockout, because the guy has crazy knockout power. And the guy, Rumble, was not listening. Rumble was doing his own thing. He had checked out. He mentally checked out. He did not want to be in there. He did not want the title. You know, that's just it, man. So I can understand why Henry Hooft was disgusted, why he did not want to be there, because the guy, and it makes him look bad as a coach. Think about what that does to Henry Hooft and his image. His brand and name as a coach. When his guy goes in there, it could be perceived that Hooft was training Rumble to wrestle with Cormier and instruct him to, when he did not. So it was a lot of time wasted with Rumble. He did not listen to what he said as a coach. In reality he abandoned Hoof by not listening to game plan. So in turn Hoof abandoned him. Now I'm pretty sure as time goes on, well, maybe I shouldn't say sure, but I think it's a good possibility that Henry Hoof may go on to regret this, because it may make him look bad and walking off and leaving him. But he may look back on it and think, wow, I spent all that time with Anthony, and like I like the guy, I love the guy. I was frustrated and upset, and I left him in that moment when he wanted me to be there. When he retired, I was so frustrated. He may regret doing that, out of frustration, leaving Rumble. But then again, this may always stick with Houston. He may say, you know what, fuck Rumble. Rumble did not listen to me. The guy wasted my time. He's a waste of talent. He may feel that way. He may never change. How he feels about the situation. He may label him as a quitter and just say glad not working with the guy. It may always be bitter and ill feelings over what happened. I don't know. He could regret it. He could maybe not. I don't know what this guy is thinking and feeling. Uh, but he may have to live with knowing that he left the guy when the guy wanted him there to retire. Maybe he should have stood by the guy. But I understand this author's point of view, but I also understand why Hoof did what he did, man, because that was terrible what Rumble did. And as a fan, as I said, this has left a sick, nasty feeling in my mouth. This is a terrible way for him to go out, a terrible way to remember Rumble. If this really is the end for this guy, I'm going to say, man, this guy was a great knockout artist, man, great memories. But at the end, the guy quit. He went in there and laid the egg. He did not want it. He had checked out. That would be what I say about this guy, man. If somebody asked me about this guy, 10, 15 years from now, if I'm still around, that's what I will say. So I just wanted to say these things, man, after coming across them to add to this video. And man, you guys can let me know what you think. But this was terrible, man. This was terrible by Rumble, and I can understand why Hooft and his coach were frustrated. I think there was only one guy in there standing with him after the fight. Terrible, man. Thanks for watching.